Welcome, Cleveland State fans, to VIKEtober Fest, a first ever event here at Cleveland State. I'm lucky to sit next to the head coach of the men's basketball program, Dennis Gates. Coach, I just had a few questions for you in preparation for this season. So last year we didn't have much of a non-conference schedule because of the pandemic, and this year there's you have a much more elongated non-conference part of your schedule. Besides for obviously the obvious thing of winning a lot of games, what is one thing or a few things you're hoping for your group to accomplish during the non-conference slate?
Well, just continue to get better. I think it's very important that our guys are able to understand the moment we're in. We're without fans for a year. You can sometimes get complacent with that. So the adjustment back to having fans is something that I'm looking forward to see how my team responds. In addition to seeing how our off-season plays a part into our conference. This is the first time we've had a summer workout since I've had the job.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's very important. I thought the off-season went well, and our guys did get better.
Awesome. So I wouldn't be doing my journalistic duty if I didn't ask you about your contract extension at least once. So how big of a priority was it for you and your family to sign an extension with Cleveland State?
Well, when I first got the call from President Sands and Scott Garrett, it was important that I left my mentor to go to a place that I would call home. I consider Cleveland home, and it's a great place, work with great people. So it just says the commitment of what President Sands thinks, as well as Scott Garrett, but also I'm happy that my staff was able to be a part of our success, and they played a part in it. So it's not just me getting an extension, it's the staff and also the Viking Nation, our fans, and also our city.
Amazing. So for you as a head coach, this season's a lot different compared to last season in terms of how many guys you have returning. What does it mean to you as the head coach to have so many guys, familiar faces back from last year's team?
I think whenever you can have that type of retention, it plays a part in your practices because things go a lot smoother. Yes, we did have to go over fundamentals, but when you have a core group of guys returning to understand a system, it helps build a program. I'm looking forward to seeing it in action, and I think our players are too.
Awesome. I have one more for you. So I was hoping you could give a little insight into the mentality you have to have as the defending league champion compared to being like the hunted as opposed to the hunter, so to speak.
Well, we reset. That's our mentality. Last year's last year, no different than year one was year one. But I do know one thing. Team 3, which is this year's team, my third year coaching, our job is to continue what Team 2 has done and try to even exceed those expectations. So every day we're battling, every day we're in competition with each other. And I think our guys are doing a great job, but leave no doubt about it. It puts a bullseye on our chest, and that's okay. I think our guys accept it, and they would have it no other way.
Amazing. I appreciate the time, Coach.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Go Vikes.
Go Vikes.
So, Alec, can you hear me yet or no?
And next up, we have the athletic director, Scott Garrett, will be joining us for a few moments here.
I'll let him jump in. We can make a sandwich there.
We are joined by the women's writer for Cleveland State for Horizon Roundtable.
Hey, I'm Kyle Rossi. Happy to be on the Horizon Roundtable team. I'm having a blast so far, and yeah, all right. What's happening?
Mr. Garrett, thank you for joining us this evening.
Howdy, Scott.
I have a few
I assume you can't hear me at
here. So for you, as coming from the head of the athletic department's perspective, how important was it for you this offseason to extend Coach Gates' contract?
Yeah, I mean, we started that conversation right around when we beat Wright State on that nationally televised game. President Sands and I and some of our board started having conversations about, what does the future of CSU basketball look like, and how do we make sure we maintain this type of success under Coach Gates' leadership. And so we sat down with Coach Gates, and really it wasn't about a contract extension at that time. It was about what does the investment in this program look like over the long term? What do our assistant coaches' salaries look like? What does our investment in our student athlete experience look like? What are we doing from a fan engagement standpoint? How do we continue to make sure that we've got a lot of people here in the Wolstein Center? And so that stuff all kind of naturally transitioned into how do we keep Coach Gates here long term? Especially, not leaving for another mid-major type program, right? If a Power 5 program comes calling someday, there's not a lot we'll be able to do about that, but certainly position ourselves that we're a premier mid-major basketball team and have an opportunity that Coach can continue to stay here and be successful and have a great lifestyle and do all the right things that are going to keep our success sustained. So it was very important.
Absolutely. Kyle, I think you had
I'll
something.
jump in here. How awesome is it to have something like this again?
Yeah, it's been so long, right? You kind of forget how to do this. It's good to just open the doors and have a practice of how do you run the concession stands and how do you do prize giveaways. But look at the excitement. We're 30 minutes from this thing tipping off. There's a line all the way down to the corner of Prospect and 21st Street, and it's amazing.
I was telling Scott before we got started, we showed up right at 6 just to get in the doors. I'm like, okay, we'll be able to sneak right in there, but the line was already going back to the corner by the time we did that. But tying that in a little bit, you guys announced a strategic plan a couple months ago, and a lot of that was getting the name of CSU out locally. And what is an event like? How does this tie in to an event like this?
Yeah, really one of our core goals is to get support, unprecedented support from the community, whether that's CSU students or faculty and staff or our fans around Northeast Ohio. And events like this, the ability to open the doors and get fans to know our student athletes is so super important to all the things that we're doing. Whether that's buying tickets or joining the Viking Fund or making donations to men's basketball or when we have facility improvements that are on the horizon at some point, our ability to deliver those is going to be born out of that strategic plan and our ability to engage with the fans that really care for CSU.
We had one more for you, Scott. I was wondering if you could comment at all on the agreement that was reached with the formerly the Canton Charge, now the Cleveland Charge, to play their home games here at the Wolstein Center for the. I don't know, they're the developmental league team for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, so the agreement is for them to come here and play at the Wolstein Center for the next 2 years. And we've been working directly with the Cavs on how to manage that, right? How to manage the transition between our events and their events. It's a great partnership. We've shared a lot of ideas. So you'll actually see the courtside seats that are down there baseline. That's something that the Charge came in and had an idea to do that. That'll be something that we carry over between both their games and our games. So there's lots of collaboration that we'll do. That may lead into future discussions around, what's the future of the Wolstein Center look like, or is there an opportunity for us to partner on new facilities?
I'll get one more. I have to throw in basketball questions.
Yeah,
really sorry about that. But a lot of the talk in the women's basketball community over the last several months has been the equality issue. There was Sedona Prince, the player from Oregon, had the famous video of the wave facilities in the NCAA tournament, the swag bag and everything. That led to a report and everything else. My question is, where do we sit on that as a university, both men's and women's sides, and also what's your opinion on some of this stuff? I know they're talking about buying the Final Fours. I'm not sure I'm necessarily in favor of that. I like having it here in Cleveland. I know that's off the table, but it's not for them.
Yeah, I think, certainly let's start high level. Philosophically, right, the experience that your student athletes have, regardless of what team or what gender team they are, we talk a lot about delivering a transformational student athlete experience, and that doesn't mean delivering a transformational experience for only men's basketball players. That means all 350 of our student athletes have a very similar experience in the classroom and in competition and in training. That looks a little bit different depending on the sport, right? There's things that are specific to women's basketball that might look different than they do in men's basketball, or that might look different from volleyball to softball. Those things aren't necessarily driven by gender. It's driven by that particular sport. A lot of the things that were in the NCAA's independent review about how to improve equitable treatment of women's basketball as a sport and the student athletes and coaches of women's basketball are certainly things that we believe in and we hold true to our core values. When it comes to postseason opportunities, I think you'll see experts that will weigh in one way or another, but predominantly the opinion of college athletics experts is it's going to be really, really hard to pull off the Final Four and have that be a fantastic experience, both the men and the women in the same city. I don't know that means it's impossible to do or it's not the right thing to do, but to do that and do it really, really well is going to take a lot of hard work, and we have to really take a strong look at if that's the right thing to do.
Okay, great. Well, that's all I had. So
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Have fun tonight.
Thank you very much.
You too. Next up, everyone, I think we have the head women's basketball coach.
is that
So I'm gonna hand this over to Kyle, because that is his area of expertise.
That's what they tell me. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have to. I don't know where Billy went.
It's like he's down there. My glasses on. It's not.
Oh, here he comes. All right, I will give you the stage.
All right.
So you guys still can't clearly hear me, so.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Am I up?
Yeah, I think you're up.
Up in the
Just
hot
having the parade of stars here. You want to sit down?
I don't know what I'm doing, man.
I don't know what I'm doing either. They just told me to sit here and talk to people, so I don't know. That's all I'm doing. All right, so we have the head coach of the Cleveland State women's basketball team with me, Chris Kielsmeier. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Just got off the court. We had a good practice, so I'm feeling good.
This is awesome, man. I love having it. I mean, it's obviously don't take this stuff for granted anymore that we're able to have an event like this and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sitting down here. Mr. Garrett was talking to Renee, and one of our freshman parents. Well, she's now a sophomore. Destiny Leo's dad texts me like, "I see you," and it hits me that he's never seen his daughter play, and he's 20 minutes from the Wolstein Center.
Right.
It's just, just surreal things, and just appreciate everything.
Let's run back to the end of last season. Obviously, you went and won the WPI championship. There's a lot of discussion around those postseason tournaments on when teams are invited, those whether they decide to accept the invitation or not. What factored in the decision to go in the first place?
Well, an opportunity to play more. It was something that was a difficult decision from the standpoint of the year and everything the kids had to go through. But, for us in our program in the future, when we get those invites, we're going. You got an opportunity to play anytime, any place, anywhere. We want to be there. So it was certainly a special chance for us to go there.
You go and win the thing. So what's that do for your off-season program at that point? I mean, people maybe don't hit the snooze alarm quite as much.
Well, the experience, you can talk that you don't need a lot of experience to be great. You don't need, experience is one of those things that maybe some people think is overrated to be successful, and I agree with that. But when you get it, it's invaluable. And, all three of those games in that tournament, we could have lost.
Right.
So, we had to find a way to win tough, close games. And, our returning players that were in those games in those moments will take a lot away from it.
So, how's preseason been going so far?
Yeah, we've had some injuries and some things that, ideally you wouldn't like to go through, but we can't control those. So, what we can control is how we go about it. And, this group is focused. We've really kind of layered our system up this year and kind of added more things on with it. So, we're kind of a little sloppy right now, and it's not clicking the way it should, but I'm not sure there's a coach in the country that is really saying their system's going exactly the way they want it.
Right.
Our players have worked hard, and we went for a full 8 weeks in the summer, and I'm proud about what our players have done.
Now, you were pretty good as far as turnover. I know you don't really necessarily want to have a ton of turnover. You had sort of a normal level of turnover with the coaching staff, I'd say. But talk a little bit about Bob Dunn and what he brings to the staff.
Yeah, he's a local guy with a lot of experience. So, our staff, we hired a couple GAs and a video coordinator and a creative content coordinator. And, I just love our staff. We've got a tremendous amount of experience and people that are really good at what they do. And, it's exciting to work with them every day. I feel very fortunate to have the staff that we have.
I saw Shelby pop up and take a picture of us. I'm sure they'll go on social later. So how's she adapting to her role?
Yeah, she has a ton of experience and was doing a lot of what she's doing now already. So, she's hit the ground running. Shelby's Shelby. It's, one of those invaluable members of your program that you really hope to have. And, I've been blessed to have her from day one here. She's doing a great job.
You had a creative content coordinator, Daniel McGlory. Is that something that you saw that other people were doing around the country? Because that's not something I've really seen a lot of.
Yeah, you always want to keep up with what others are doing, but I don't make decisions. We don't make decisions at Cleveland State based off of what others are doing. We want to be great on social media, and we want to promote our program at a really high level. And to do that, we need somebody that's specifically focused on that. And she's done a great job with it. Really, I'm supposed to be good on Twitter or social media.
Right.
I don't do those things, but she's great at it. She's bringing a lot to our program.
Obviously brought in the 4 transfers, Faith Birch, a freshman. What should we look for out of that group? What are they bringing to the table?
All 4 of them should be in the rotation if they're healthy and out there and available to play, because they're all good players and bring a lot to both ends of the floor. I think they're really good defensively and learning our system quickly, which is tough to learn, that zone. And offensively, they can get out and go, and they can make plays. So we're excited to have every one of them.
Seems like you have about 8 players that can hit big three-pointer if you need it now.
Well, shooting the 3 for us this year is going to be something we're certainly going to, I don't want to say rely on, but it's going to be something that needs to be there for us. And our players know that. So we shoot a lot of 3s during practice, and I think teams are going to learn quickly that they better get up on us, or we're going to shoot them out of the gym, or at least that's what we're going to try to do.
All right, looks like they're tapping their wrist here. So give me your quick pitch to get people out to the women's game this year. What can they get excited about, especially you guys?
Well, we've been building the program for 3 years, and this is year 4. We expect big things this year, and part of that is the continued growth of a fan base and a support that's really there. We've got great fans, and we've got people that follow us and support us, and we love every one of them. We just want to continue to grow that, just like we do everything else in our program. And our administration is working hard to support that. And, men's program is phenomenal. It's Cleveland State basketball right now is, I think, as hot as it's probably ever been. And, so I hope people really feed off of that.
Sure, this crowd's filling in, man, I tell you. Yeah. Coach, thanks so much for joining us here. Looking forward to getting out and seeing you guys this year.
Yes, sir. Always great seeing you, Kyle.
Yep. All right, let's bring Alec back in. I think we have Torrey Patton lined up, so let Alec take the show back over.
Yes, we have Torrey Patton joining us. Hello, how are you?
How you doing? I'm good.
Doing great. Congrats on an amazing season last year, and good luck on this upcoming one. Just had a few questions.
Gotcha.
So I was hoping you could take me through your decision-making process a little bit when you decided to ultimately return here for your last year, when I'm sure you could have had some more lucrative options at bigger schools perhaps.
Yeah.
But so just take me through your decision-making process there.
For me, it was kind of like a no-brainer, just to be able to come back, have another year to play for Coach Gates. I mean, he's a guy I would love to play as many years as I can with him, but just to come back around my teammates, the community of Cleveland, like my second home. So just to have another year with them guys, I feel like I couldn't turn that down.
Awesome. So for you personally and for your group as a whole, what do you think having fans back in the arenas will mean for you guys this year?
I feel like it's going to help us out, being able to, especially coming off the season we had last year, having a lot more fans coming out to our games and supporting us. I feel like we'll thrive off the energy they bring, and we'll definitely
thrive off the energy we have. We're a very fun group. We like to have fun. We like to be loud. So I feel like having all this energy in the building is going to be contagious, though.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I just have a few more for you. So what does having so many former junior college players on this team say about the junior college process, in your opinion?
I mean, it just says a lot about how good that level is. There's a lot of great players down there, and I feel like for our team, I feel like a lot of players on that team came JUCO, so we got that chip on our shoulder. I feel like we've been doubted once in our career, and we feel like we have something to prove to everybody going out each game. So I feel like that underdog mentality is something that definitely helped us out here.
Awesome. So I just have one more for you here. So as one of the senior leaders on this team, what does it mean to have so little turnover from last year's group?
I mean, it means a lot. Just having coming in, just knowing I can trust these guys in certain situations. I know the way they'll react in late game situations. We've seen a lot of stuff. We experienced a lot of games and a lot of situations. So I feel like it's going to help us out experience-wise, just having all our guys back.
Awesome. Well, that's all I got for you today.
All right,
really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Good luck out there.
Thank you.
That was Torrey Patton, ladies and gentlemen, Cleveland State men's basketball player. And I am not sure who they have for us next.
I'm sitting to see what Torrey Patton said. I don't know if I'm worthy, man.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. What do you think? Let's get our thoughts in on the teams this year. How do you think the men are looking out?
Men are looking real strong. Just having so little turnover, like I talked with Torrey about it, just having looks like we have another guest coming up.
Looks like a Destiny Leo here
Destiny,
coming up.
okay, awesome.
Al's going to scoot out, I'm going to scoot in. Destiny Leo, the legend of Eastlake, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, just a few questions for you here. Let's see if I can make sure you're in the picture there. There we go. So you guys went to the WBI last year, won the whole thing. What does that do for your off season?
I think honestly, it motivates us to get better. Just so we have a little chip on our shoulder to know that we got to do better next year. The ultimate goal is the Horizon League championship.
How many shots do you think you put up in an off season? Rough estimate. You ever think about that?
No, I have no idea.
I have a nephew who's trying to play. I need to tell him what Destiny Leo's doing right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
How many a day about?
Like, practice-wise?
Sure.
I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. So we have the 4 transfers come in, and then also Paige Burch, the true freshman. What should we expect out of them? Who's standing out for you?
I think we should expect them to have a big role. I think a lot of us are still growing, and we're getting them to learn our system. And I think after we make some more growth spurts, we're going to be playing good together.
It seems like I mentioned this to Coach K. It seems like you have about 7 or 8 people that can knock down a big 3 for you guys now. Just reading up on them. So is that something you guys should look for out of you guys this year? Just very good 3 balls.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of offensive threats and a lot of girls that can shoot the 3, which is important.
You mentioned the goal is the Horizon League title. Obviously, good year last year. Made it to the semifinals, lost the eventual champion Price State. What does this program need to do to win those last 2 games in the Horizon League tournament?
I think we really need to come together as a team, and we need to work hard every day for the main goal. But really, I think it's just all of us wanting the same common goal and working hard for it every day.
One thing, a lot of teams do like preseason team activities, bonding, things like that. You guys are doing a book club, which I find absolutely fascinating. You're reading Abby Wambach's book. How's that been going? I know I saw on Twitter you guys have had a couple meetings about it.
Yeah, I think we read the first 6 chapters, and I like it a lot. I think it teaches us a lot about how powerful women can be, and just, how great of a teammate she was, and how motivated she was to get better and be there for her teammates.
She was an absolute warrior as a player, I imagine. It's nice if she can communicate some of that in her book, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, enjoy the book. Looking forward to seeing you guys this season. That's Destiny Leo, the sniper herself. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Looks like we got Trey Gomillion here, so we're going to bring Alec back on.
Up next, we have Trey Gomillion here.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, my friend?
Good. Trey, how are you?
Just had a few questions for you in preparation for the season. So, I was curious for your name and likeness deal. Where did that idea come from?
Back when I was in JUCO, I always had the name on it because I seen, I think it was like 2 Chainz, something got like a CEO type brand with $1 million behind it. So I took my name and I just put it like that. And when that rule dropped, I was like, I might as well just, you know what I'm saying, turn my last name into a brand, so I ran with it.
Oh yeah, very good, very good. So, watching you a lot last year, I just noticed how much tenacity you play with defensively, and obviously that was recognized in you winning Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. How much pride do you take in your versatility on that side of the floor?
I take a lot of pride in it. You know, I just do what I can to help the team win, no matter if the Gates need me to score, defend, rebound. I really don't care as long as I'm on the floor making an impact. That's all that matters.
It's a great attitude to have. So I was just curious your perspective on this one. So what mentality do you have to have coming into this season as being the defending league champions as opposed to a team that many said came out of nowhere last year?
You know, we still got the same team coming back plus more, so I just think it is about complacency and not getting complacent with ourselves and leaving last year. You know, it was good to win the conference and all that, but we still ended our season on a 30-point loss, so none of us are really happy about that. So we're just going to do what we can do, and the chips going to fall where they fall after that.
Nice, nice. So I was wondering if you could give me one possible team goal you have for the group and one individual goal for this upcoming season.
Team goal is, of course, you know, to repeat Horizon Chef, go in the tournament, get to New Orleans, the Big Easy, Final Four, playing the national championship game. Individual goal, I ain't even thinking one yet. It is what it is. I'm just doing whatever I can for my team. I ain't got no individual goal.
That's awesome to hear. I appreciate the time, Trey.
All right. Appreciate it.
No problem. That was Trey Gomillion, ladies and gentlemen, reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. And I think that might have wrapped it up for the evening. The event is about to start in about 2 minutes. Oh, wait, no, we have one more interview.
Yeah.
We have one more. I thought Billy gave us the thumbs up saying, okay, we have one more, folks. Sorry about that. I thought Billy gave us the thumbs up.
He gave me a thumbs up because he wanted to know if I was ready to talk to the legend here. All right, so we have Ngwafang with us. How you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
One thing I really want to know, and I think we talk a lot about the transfer portal. How does that actually work? You don't just like go about the middle of the room like I declare transfer. There's like a website or something, right?
Yeah, basically you go to your the person that had a compliance, and you just say, you know, you want to transfer, and then they put you in the transfer portal, and then from there, I think it's your email address in there, so then you start to email you.
So like all the coaches have access to that at that point. That's fascinating. We could talk about. I never really thought about how the mechanics that way. So you started out at Bradford. I always want to say Ryder, and I say Ryder a lot, but it's Bradford. How did you end up coming here?
Well, my first Coach K called me one night, and he just pretty much talked about first I got an email, and then I got a phone call, and they just basically talked about Cleveland State and, you know, what they had to offer, and I just took into consideration what he said, and I thought this would be a right fit for me for my next year.
How you liking it so far?
I like it a lot. It's good. I like the city too.
Yeah, so I think it's a good vibe here. So tell everyone, I've kind of watched some videos on you, read up some stuff, but tell everyone out there what kind of player you are. What should we expect from you?
I feel as though I'm a player that knows what I'm capable of. I know what I can bring to the court, and I know my strengths, and I capitalize on my strengths. I know I'm very athletic. I know I can run the floor. I know I can rebound, and I can do the little things, and that's the type of player I am.
Yeah, you are a great rebounder. So let me ask you real quick: is there a science? I mean, I think you have an inch or two on me, but like you're not necessarily the tallest person. Once you get underneath there with the other people, is it just an effort thing, or is it knowing the angles? What's the secret there?
It's just I have an eye for the ball. I know, especially once I get to know my teammates and their way they shoot the ball, and once I find an open gap, I just go get it. I mean, it's not really a art. I just feel as though, like, if I want to get the rebound, I'll go get it, and I just jump as high as I can and go get it.
Looks like we're about to get started here, so I better catch you lose, or they're going to yell at me.
Yeah.
My credential away. So, Ngwafang, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Renee and Billy.
Okay, big huge thanks obviously to Renee Adam and Billy Hartman, our BSID.
Yes, thank you for letting us do this at your event, and we're looking forward to a great season of both men's and women's hoops.
Yep. All right. Thanks everyone for watching as well. Hopefully we had a good audience there, but this will be posted later if you missed out, if you came in late or something like that. So, we'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, folks.